The topics we discuss are many, no story too bold to talk about. Strictly our own opinions, but they are opinions from people like you. Welcome to the NAKE'd podcast.
Guess who's back again. It's your girl Norma.
Hey. Sorry, lost my place. It's Alan.
Someone who doesn't lose their place, it's Marco, yeah.
Wait, what if I had lost my name? Just kidding. It's Ethan.
Moon Prism of Power, make up. What up, guys? It's Keelan.
Hey.
I like that. That was cool.
That was cool.
So how many of you guys are actual book readers?
Nerd.
I definitely am.
I'm definitely more of a reader since I got my Kindle.
Started with manga, then turned to books.
What if
There you
we're
go.
a book listener?
That too.
fine.
I love audiobooks.
I've been like reading books since I was like 12. Started with Harry Potter.
I say, do any of you guys have a favorite banned book?
Harry Potter.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird's a banned book?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it shouldn't be. That's
Surprise.
stupid.
It has very good teachable moments in it. Well, apparently, this Missouri state representative, Ben Baker, wants to pass House Bill 2044 to allow parental oversight of books being brought into a library.
See, when you started talking about this, I was so torn because people should be able to make up their own mind about a book, but at the same time, you're like, I could see why some books need age limits. You know what I mean?
Age limits, definitely, but a lot of it, I believe, has a lot to do with the child. Because, like, I remember my mom, you know, she had Dean Koontz, Stephen King, her naughty novels in the hall closet book. One day I remember going in there and picking up a Dean Koontz book, and I was like, Mom, I really want to read this. And she's like, I don't know. There's some sexual material in that. I don't know if you're ready for it. I was like, no, Mom, I'm an adult. I want to read it. She's like, well, if you think you're mature enough, go ahead. It is on you now.
What book was this?
It was actually The Voice of the Night.
But, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. So she waited until you were of age, and then you were at that point where I think I can handle this. So
How old were you?
Probably 11 or 12. But I'd always been a big book reader. I remember going in car rides and reading books by, you know, lamplight.
I remember that.
Waiting.
Yeah.
I used to play my Game Boy like that too.
I honestly think that's why
like
I
a
have...
true OG.
Right.
Yep.
I think that's why I have like truly terrible eyesight is because I used to read by moonlight and my mom would get super pissed off at me.
I mean, yeah. I remember I used to buy those little lamps that you would clip on the book, and I would always leave it on, and the batteries would die.
Or you fall asleep reading your
Mhm.
book. Yeah.
Y'all ever heard of a book series called Dragonback series, like Dragon and Thief, Dragon and Soldier?
No, I never did.
I hope that's not part of the ban list because that book series really shaped my teen adult years.
Yeah, I just don't see the need for a banned book list. But, you know, like kind of like a little bit that we talked about yesterday was we do need to like reform the way we handle books, I think.
We definitely
Well,
do.
As we have been, because library culture is changing so much. It's no longer just books in the system. It's audiobooks, it's Kindle books, it's movies, it's manga, it's graphic novels.
Yeah.
And, I mean, even some libraries, they have sewing kits or fitness tools or gardening tools, depending on, you know, what the community needs.
Yeah.
And libraries have to keep up to date with making sure that certain books are in inappropriate spots.
And libraries, like even public libraries, are even getting computers and 3D printers. I mean, I think that's pretty exciting.
So I guess some of like the question is like half price books, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I heard a rumor that they were going to open a hente section that would be closed off. You know, like you need access to it, but
At half price?
Yeah,
Okay.
either half price or Borders, or not Borders.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, Barnes and Nobles. But like the last time I was in a Barnes and Nobles, I was like, this place is almost dead.
It's so
Yeah.
expensive.
It is, but it's like one of those places I like hanging out in. I mean, I used to go in there all the time, bring a book, and now like I'm getting closer to 30, and I go in there and I see all these like a younger teen. I'm just like, I feel awkward here now. Damn it.
Honestly, they need to swing that Netflix like style. So you think
They
Barnes and
definitely do.
Nobles, you pay a monthly subscription, you check out a book, you go back, just like a library setup, but it's a private where they could have a chill spot like that.
So There's a problem with that because
This
if they
is
go
being a
Netflix
library
style,
with extra steps.
pretty
You're just
much.
paying for your library pass. They have places for you to read there.
I
And
know.
Amazon has the Kindle Unlimited. Freaking pay $8 a month. You can read as many books as you want as long as you return them.
Love
I know,
it.
but I guess like for me, if I was gonna read a book, I want it to be a book. You know, it's like if I'm gonna go through the effort to read something,
Well,
I want a book.
I mean, the Kindle has been great because when you travel, you don't have to lug around a book. Like, I like books for home, but on the go, a Kindle is awesome. I've read so much more now that I have a Kindle because it's easy.
So basically what he's proposing is not that the books be, taken out of the library completely. They would just be in a place that is inaccessible to minors and just away from public access. And I mean, this can be books from like To Kill a Mockingbird. They could have basically sexual themes, LGBTQIA characters, books about addressing issues such as sexual assault, or even have sexual themes in them. So I understand, kids shouldn't be exposed before they're too early to understand, not because they can't handle it.
Yeah.
What if you have the 10-year-old, 11-year-old who is questioning their feelings, as many kids are nowadays, and they go to a librarian and they say, ma'am, can you help me find a book about something like this? And, as a librarian, we don't care, what you're searching for. We're not here to judge. We're here to help. I'm already calling myself a librarian. Check it.
So cute.
But, and we just feel duty bound to help somebody in their search for knowledge. And if they do this, any librarian who follows their conscience could potentially get up to a $500 fine or even up to a year in jail.
If they give out
Yes.
one of these banned books or soon to be banned books.
If they help a minor find these books, yes.
Wow, that's like crazy.
And any library who refused any of this, they could potentially have their funding stripped away by the state.
Wow, that's crazy.
It just really what about the internet though? Why can't they just these kids go to the internet?
They could even go to the public library and access the internet and use whatever resources that they have available there.
But using a computer at the library is just
Yeah, I wouldn't
so
do that.
creepy.
Yeah.
People
It's
do
like-
it all the time. They don't
I
have
know-
access to internet.
No,
in their
I
homes or
know,
their
but
phones.
that's one of the creepiest things in the world to do.
Why is that?
I don't know. Well, I guess it's different in the neighborhood, but whenever I needed to go use a computer at the library, they were all downtown, so you had to go to the big one downtown to do it. Yeah.
Oh.
So that just kind of scarred me from libraries.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I did that once.
Yeah.
That's why I stuck with the one by my house on the north side.
I just think it's really cool that libraries are able to bring newer technology in-house. So people who don't have those resources, like underserved communities, they really rely on libraries to get schoolwork done or to have internet access in whatever capacity.
Yeah.
So I hope people go to their libraries more.
The thing is, I remember getting my first Stephen King book at a library. I believe it was It. But this is when I was already in high school. I was probably 16 at this point. I'm not sure if that was within the age group, but Stephen King really is, me personally, I find one of the best writers in this age. I mean, right before him, the best, there's only one person or two books or two, writers, the Bible, and there's...
Bronte?
She wrote the Murder on the Orient Express, I believe.
Oh.
Agatha Christie?
Agatha Christie, there we go. Interesting thing about Stephen King, though, is that did y'all hear that he recently quit Facebook?
Oh,
Yeah.
why did he do that?
Oh, wow.
He's on Twitter. He's
Yeah?
pretty...
He's Mark Hamling himself.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, a little bit, you're right.
What's interesting about that is that he quit because he states that he doesn't trust Facebook anymore. Like how Facebook is allowing politicians to be using to use it for ads, and sometimes it can even use false information, and Facebook won't do anything about it. Why that's worrisome though is how many ads do we get every day now on
Several.
Facebook, on YouTube, on these apps that we use all the time, used to use all the time. It was all clear, there's nothing on them, and now every other freaking post or every other video, there's an ad. And a lot of us have different political views.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's interesting how the internet knows, it tracks what we search, and it knows, okay, they'll probably be on this side of the fence, or they'll probably be on this side of the fence.
Yeah, it's becoming a lot harder for people to actively find
just to stay objective,
Yeah.
like, not having a certain bias already feeding to you constantly your own ideals. We have to be challenged on a daily basis, and the social media has definitely perpetrated okay, this is your safe little bubble, this is everything that we're going to show you because it's targeted, we get money from it. But at the same time, you can't tell me that there's not another intention or ulterior motive.
Unfortunately, we live in that day and age where we're always going to have that thought in the back of our heads. Is there an ulterior motive? Is there something else that's going to be used for this?
Yeah.
Is this going to be taken advantage of?
But we have that because places like Google and Facebook have taken advantage of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't really had another option like this, where people are like, oh, well, there's Minds, or there's this, or there's that. And it's like, yeah, but
See, this is what happens.
If you go there, you're out of the loop,
This is what happens when Ajit Pai goes and becomes director of the FTC. We were this close to having net neutrality, and Ajit Pai, scum of the earth, comes in and decides, "Nah, we don't need that. No, you don't need it. We do need it.
We need heavy, not regulation, but acknowledgement. I would
Sounds
say.
like regulation with extra steps.
Yeah. Well, no, but think about it. Like, so Google comes to the platform and publisher argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're a platform, not a publisher.
Yeah.
But now they're censoring you. They're telling you what you can and can't do. Aren't they a publisher now?
Okay, I can
No,
see
they're
that point.
platform. Yeah.
I can see that.
They flip flop. That's why
But they
Google
still-
News isn't available in the UK or in Spain, because they're wanting to charge them like $1.50 per each notice of any article that they release on news.google.com.
The way they're handling it now, but they're still claiming they're a platform, not a publisher. So they're getting away with a lot of crap. So I don't know if you follow the Carlos Mazza thing.
No, I have not.
Well, you didn't know what happened with so him and Crowder got into a big argument and ruined a lot of monetization for YouTubers. So they made it real strict. YouTube cracked down on hate speech and all this other stuff. So now they're censoring speech because of this. So aren't they a publisher?
That's right. YouTube is owned by Google,
Yeah.
which I
Which is
thought
not
was
by
cool
Alphabet.
at first, but years later, no, it was a bad.
Well, they're all
Bad
owned
call.
by the ABC company, right?
Alphabet. Yeah.
Alphabet. Yeah, the Alphabet
They're owned by
company.
Alphabet. So Google's no longer self-owned.
And Google, it's an interesting. Another way Google gets away with it is that they collect data as well, so they can privatize what each of us is going to be viewing. So that way, it can't be like, oh, we're not like on the left, we're for everyone. I mean, you're right, but at the same time, you're just showing me the same stuff that I'm into. I would like to see something new, please.
You know how
like-
that's really helpful?
Hmm.
Sorry, this is not related at all. When I'm looking to shop for something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm too poor to shop.
I get a whole
Right.
bunch of D&D targeted ads now.
Window shopping.
Yeah.
Every single time I start planning, that's all I see for like 3 weeks straight. Then it finally regulars out.
But the thing that I'm segueing back here, I'm sorry. What Stephen King did is just showing that he's one of the biggest authors out there, probably the biggest right now. And him doing this is like one of the ways that only someone like him could get away with. Because he's a major publisher. No matter what he writes, he's got to sell. He's got to be a bestseller. But I'm thinking about those smaller publishers, smaller writers, not as popular, but they still have books out, and who have to take the grime and the dirt and the muck of like the internet, what it brings to them when they give him hate speech.
So
and such.
like us, like we're trying to get our names out there and
We're getting all that.
advertise and like get people to listen.
But
to
that's what the
us.
internet
Yeah.
is. It's just a bunch of hate. It really is. Someone just being on the end like, oh, y'all are dumb or something like that.
It's a whole bunch of 14-year-olds just saying, your mom's gay.
Someone commented on one of our ads saying that we sound like robots.
Really?
Mhm.
Good.
I was
Our,
like,
over,
I don't think so.
I don't know what you are talking about.
our robot overlords will be
Like,
pleased.
it's just, we don't care.
Yeah.
They just say like the dumbest shit for no reason, just to say it.
Yeah.
For shock value.
Maybe
Because they
some of-
can.
Maybe some of the people online just finally are able to actually speak up, so they use it to.
Well, maybe
on
there was a
everything.
reason they didn't get to
Yeah.
speak.
I remember one
Tim.
time I was in high school. I remember the first time that I
Speaking like
tried
a
to
bully.
reply with a genuine comment. And the first reply back was, ha, fag. Like, seriously, I'm trying to be genuine here and you're just fucking belittling me? Really?
Yep.
It's like cyberbullying just took off to like a whole other level.
It's so sad.
But you know
yeah,
what?
people got too connected.
Yeah.
Well, I think okay, we're only focusing on on the negative sides. But if we look at the positive side, yes, we may be subjected to targeted ads, but we also have the capability to share information so freely, and maybe that's an issue, especially with today's media. But things like politics, millennials are getting more involved in politics and trying to understand what's going on in the world because the information is just readily available.
Yeah, but they're trying to implement all this new technology, and then you have things that happen like at the Iowa caucus.
Right? Where it's like it needs to catch up to current technology.
Like, how on earth could they have that big of a mistake and then try to pass it off?
And now a word from our sponsors.
So yesterday was the Iowa caucus, and for those of you who don't really know how that works, is basically the Democratic, since they're on the opposing side, their candidates are representative groups of people, and they kind of go and stand with the other people who are voting for them.
So I've never really participated or
I
paid
haven't
attention to them. So learning about this was kind of funny. Though just listening to them, like, oh well, you just go to a gym like at a high school. And then they go, well, if you like Pete Buttigieg, stand over there. If you like Biden, stand over there. And then they just count up how many people are standing together.
How do you get invited to that? Like, I don't.
It's open to everybody.
It's open to everybody.
That's so weird.
See, so
I would like to participate.
Yeah,
I think it would be better if people wore masks.
Yeah, I don't
No,
want
no. So one of the things I was thinking about earlier on this was why isn't our councilmen, right, driving it, being a force, hey, come out and blah blah blah, look to the caucus and hosting a party or something. Yeah,
you never hear about that.
They're more concerned about their positions.
Make it like an affair, like you get local bands, like something in Parks and Rec where they did the Harvest Festival.
Yeah.
Do that for the caucus, make it fun, because it sounds so antiquated.
and that's what they were saying, that there wasn't much youth turnout this year, not as what they expected. And it was like,
well, of course there isn't.
Yeah.
It's fucking boring.
you use a crappy app that evidently doesn't work, and then from the videos people were posting, it was really sad.
Did they even put flyers on the campuses to let students know?
I don't know. I didn't hear about it. So I saw one Facebook ad for the Republican caucus here in San Antonio. That was all I have seen.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, but looking at the election, because this is election year, we have a lot of debates coming up. We have important elections coming up to vote in our primaries.
Hopefully everyone gets the same amount of time.
So do you think it'd be funny to see Trump on the debate stage with all 5 of the Democrats?
It would be really funny.
Wrong.
I'm just trying to think
Wrong.
about Trump and in a spar contest with Elizabeth Warren, because his spar contest with Nancy Pelosi, they're hilarious.
It's essentially going to be the same thing he did with Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
No.
No.
So, but Clinton thought she was above it all, and that she was, she was the top tier, right, in her mind.
Yeah.
So she always just brushed off what Trump said and ignored it, more or less. She never really let his insults
Engaged him?
Yeah, she never let it really get to her. She pretty much kept it cool. Elizabeth Warren, I don't see doing that.
I don't think so either. I think she'll
think
get
she'll-
I
majorly
cannot wait.
emotional.
She's gonna start.
I'm gonna
yelling
record
at
it.
him.
She's been caught lying too many times, and Trump's going to use every single one of those against her.
And a wicked burn, too, because he's been getting real good about that on his
okay.
Twitter.
Yeah.
The twit president.
a tweet.
So
Twitter
there's one
president.
thing that tonight is the State of the Union address.
Oh yeah, we're missing that right now.
And there's a couple other really important events coming up soon. So tonight we had the Iowa caucus, and that kind of sets the tone. Pete Buttigieg won that. And then coming up soon on March 3rd is the Super Tuesday. So Super Tuesday is when a whole bunch of states participate in their caucus, right? And Texas is included.
Do any of y'all plan on going to the Texas caucus? I kind of want to go.
I wanna go.
Yeah, I want to go to both of them. I want to go to the Democrat and Republican and just kind of live stream from it.
I mean, that'd be interesting. Maybe we can go half of us can go to one, half of us can go to the other.
And then we can talk shit about it.
Yeah, let's talk shit about it.
We can tweet what other people are saying. Well, what about when he says that?
I wonder if anybody's allowed to record inside of those.
I'm pretty certain they are.
I saw they had videos coming out from Iowa. There was just a lot of people were so engaged into it. They,
Didn't really realize.
yeah.
So someone would have to be dedicated to like streaming it.
Elizabeth Warren's campaign has been blowing me up, and I said, please remove my name from this list. I'm not interested in voting for Elizabeth Warren. And they text me like, do you have a moment to talk about Elizabeth Warren's campaign? And I engaged one of them. I asked like, what's her platform on this? What's her platform on that? And then one of the last responses was, well, I don't know. I'm just a volunteer, but you can find out more information on the website. I'm just like, you actually have a potential voter, right? And they're actually engaging you, because I can't imagine how many people are like, oh yeah, let me hear about Warren. They're probably like, don't fucking call me again. And then you're gonna be like, just go to the website and read it yourself.
So that was the thing about like the Iowa caucus, where did you see that one of the guys called the DNC to report the vote, and he was on air with CNN, and he goes, hold on, Wolf, I gotta report this, and they're like, okay, can we keep you on the phone as you report it? He goes, yeah, sure. Hello? Oh, they hung up. Like, it was literally less than 20 seconds, and they hung up on him.
CNN hung up on him?
No.
Oh.
The DNC.
Oh.
He's trying to report the results of the caucus to them. And he waited an hour on hold, and then they hung up because he took more than 20 seconds to talk.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah. But that's how the DNC is running their caucus, and I don't see how the Iowa caucus has valid results. I just, there's too much doubt in it.
It's Florida 2000 all over again.
So don't forget to tune into your local debates. Next debate is on Friday the 7th, so you can have an educated vote on who to vote for. It's your girl Norma.
It's your DM Tech Guy, Alan. Please go vote. Also, you know what's cool? Caucus Coffee and supporting small creators. Check out our website,
Son of a bitch.
www.officialmillennials.com.
Guys, it's important to know what's going on in your local government, so please check that out. It's your boy Marco here. Have a good night.
Thank you everyone for listening. We do appreciate all your support, and give us a shout out if there's a topic you want us to talk about, or if there's something you want to say to, like at Marco _ the Naked Pod, right?
I'm
MA_naked pod. Marco doesn't follow the rules.
Yeah.
You know what? I would spend so much time on the SpongeBob style that I completely forgot, alright?
SpongeBob Styles with a Z.
Styles.
You can always hit up OG _ the Naked Pod.
Don't forget to check out our Discord. I'm on Wednesdays and Fridays. Alan, you're on.
Mondays and Thursdays.
You got it.